So hi, I'm currently in Amsterdam right now in my hotel room. Um, and I just wanted to sit down and kind of talk about my first month as an au pair. First off, I just want to say that I got really lucky with the family that I am living with. They're so nice, they're so respectful. I can practically go out whenever I want, obviously when I'm not working. Uh, I come home at like 6 a.m. in the morning and they don't care. Like they told me, it doesn't matter to us what you do or like how much you hang out with us. It's just as long as you can get up in the morning and do your job, keep the kids safe, that's all that matters to us. So, obviously some weekends I go out and party and come home really late, and sometimes I just stay in my room, or sometimes I hang out with them. Like they always invite me places. They're very cool. They're very open people. My host mom has traveled a lot, so has my host dad. And the girls are great too. I mean, you're watching kids, so it's if you don't like kids and you couldn't stand having two little brothers or two little sisters or like little siblings, then it's not for you. Like, don't be an au pair. The other thing that is really difficult about being an au pair is that you think, oh, I'm gonna go travel and it's just gonna be me living with a family. It's not gonna feel like I'm working. Well, yes and no. I mean, it doesn't feel like I'm working because obviously I don't have a regular job. So I don't have set hours. I work a certain amount of hours, but some days it's a little bit more, some days it might be a little bit less. Honestly, it just depends. In the beginning, in the first like 2 weeks before it was October, the girls got out of school at 3, so I was with them from 7:30 to 9 in the morning, and then 3 to like 7, 8 is when I would do it. So then that's a long amount of time. But then when October started, I am with them 7:30 to 9, and then 5 to 8. So that's like 5 hours a day about, and half the time, every day except Friday, they have after school activities, so I just literally take them to their after school activities, sit outside and wait for them. And then by the time we get home, their parents take over. So it's like I'm not really working as much. It doesn't feel like work to me anymore as much. But the thing with that is also, unless you leave, like me in Amsterdam right now, you don't feel like you're off the clock, because even if I'm off the clock, technically, it could be 9 o'clock after dinner and the girls are like, play with me. I can always say like, I'm going to bed, or no, I don't want to play right now, which is fine. The parents would understand, like it's not a big deal. But, also you've got in the morning, like in the weekends mornings, they get up before me. My weekends I sleep in, they get up before me, so they're loud. Sometimes they wake me up, and none of this is like bad or anything like that. It's just a learning experience. It's very emotionally, mentally, physically exhausting. Props to everyone who's a parent, because this has definitely made me be like, yeah, I'm not gonna have kids for like 12 more years. Because it's just, at the end of the day, I'm so tired. And that's the one thing that's hard about being an au pair. Because you have to battle all the living in a new country, taking in the new language. I did not realize how intense it is to live in another country and to just deal with life, like I'm so tired all the time just because I'm constantly taking in new information that I'm not used to. It's been a month, but I still don't have like a set routine, things change. I'm having to listen to a new language constantly, like it's everywhere I go. And that kind of, I think, mentally freaks me out and like mentally exhausts me, because I'm trying to figure out this language but I can't. It's so much. I mean, my language skills have improved. My Spanish skills have improved since I've been in Spain. But you know, there's good and bad things to it. You know, it's an experience. I don't know if I would ever be an au pair again. I think that if I do, it would be for like a month, somewhere else. It's definitely difficult. It's got its ups and downs. I would recommend it to people. If you want to become an au pair, I would absolutely recommend it. But and I used Au Pair World, which I'll link it in the description box if you like are thinking about it. Like, if you're thinking about it, like, make a profile, see what's out there. You don't have to do anything, like, you don't have to guarantee anything. But if you do want to become au pair, make sure, like, check everything out. They have, on the website, they have lists of per country, like what you should be getting paid, what your hours should be, and stuff like that. Some au pairs, like one of my friends, she gets paid less and works more than I do, and that's not okay. I mean, she's fine with it, like, it's the circumstance that it is, and she's not whatever about it, but you have to be careful. God bless me, God took care of me in this situation because I got blessed with a great family, who's respectful, kind, considerate. You know, they pay me the correct amount, they pay me on time. You know, she constantly, if there's something I want from the grocery store, she's like, every time she goes, she's like, is there anything I can get you? And if I ask, I get it. Like, you know, I asked for some cucumbers and she literally comes back with like 10 cucumbers. So, like, my family's great, but not everyone is like that. So you just have to keep that in mind if you're going to become an au pair. That's been one of my problems. I've been really homesick, and I don't know if that's me, my personality, or if that's something that'll go away, but I've been really homesick, and I miss my family, and I miss my friends, and I miss my home. Sometimes I just sit there and I'm like, I just want to go home. And you know, it happens. I feel it. I get through it. I made good friends and everything like that. So I'm excited to start sharing experiences with them, but it's hard and it feels really isolating. You feel very alone because you don't have the people who really know you. You know, you can only get to know someone so much in such a short period of time, and especially when I'm leaving in 3 months, like, the people I meet, I know I'm gonna have to leave, so I don't want to get too attached to them, and they don't want to get too attached to me because they know they're gonna leave and they know I'm gonna leave. So it completely makes sense. But yeah, so personally, I don't think that I will travel alone anymore, but it's very eye-opening. It's been such a good experience. Even in a month, I made so many breakthroughs about myself, about my personality, about who I am. So I'm glad that I did this at 18. I think that traveling on your own, you learn so much about yourself. I would definitely recommend it to anybody who is currently confused about their future. If you don't know what you want to do with your life, or even if you think you know what you want to do with your life, another thing I wanted to say is, if you have bad anxiety, if you suffer from panic attacks, anxious thoughts, anything, travel by yourself. Do it. Like, you're gonna get homesick. It's probably gonna suck some of the time, but you need to do it, because I used to have such bad anxiety. I would sit in class freshman year and the teacher would pair me up with somebody I didn't know, and I would literally almost sit there and have a panic attack. I would start breathing really heavily. I would get nervous in the pit of my stomach, you know. I would freak out. And here I am traveling the world, you know, having to get on different flights, having to figure out where I'm going, having to do all these different things, and my anxiety is practically gone. And I don't think, if I can handle all of this in another country, if I can figure out how to get on a plane where they don't speak my language, or figure out my way around a giant city that I have no clue where I'm going, meet new people and have to put myself out there. Like, you constantly have, when you have anxiety, you constantly have to do things that freak you out, and then every time you do it, your anxiety goes away. So it's like, I've accomplished all this, so like back home, but like nothing's gonna be a big deal anymore. Nothing's gonna scare me because I've accomplished all this out here. So like all the stuff back home is so easy now. So yeah, I just wanted to add that part in there because, so if you have anxiety, I would highly recommend traveling. And even before I left, I looked up about like how to deal with anxiety while traveling, and every website that I looked at said, if you have anxiety, travel. Anxiety's the cure for anxiety is traveling, blah, blah, and especially on your own too, when you can't just like lean on somebody else to fix your problems. You have to do it yourself. I just wanted to say, like, you know, I've gotten time to adjust, to think about it, to really feel what it's like to be an au pair. You know, I've settled into the thing, to the routine, I guess you could say. And so yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Thank you for watching this little like short video. My vlog about Amsterdam will be up soon.